Continue 35 miles.
System runs on propane. LP. Alright guys, second call out here. We got a Trane. We got two actually. That's the one we're on. This is a YCC 036F1H0BD. Serial L493SYT1H. Data manufactured 1296. So we've got one that's pretty old. And see, I'm looking at the tubes here, and you can see, I'm going to zoom in here. That's what I'm talking about. Right there. You can see, this is normal tube coming. Here's our crack. Crack runs all the way down the length of the seam. The inducer, let's back up here, sorry guys. The inducer here, as you can see my blade there, and I'm going in here and I'm trying to move the blade, but it's locked up solid. Blade is, so we jumped. Thermostat was bad too. We jumped the unit out and my motor was humming. I tested, we had voltage to it correct, so the inducer motor's bad, as well as our thermostat, as well as the heat exchanger. So he's got three separate issues on this unit, and we're going to put the top back on. We're going to call it, quote him out on a new one, and he's on LP, so we'll have to switch him out from natural to LP, but natural gas to propane. But other than that, this pad looks a little small, but see if we can get him a bigger pad and get the unit off the ground, and on the new install if we get it, and everything else looks okay. Conduit, everything else electrical, so everything else tested fine. So we'll get back at you guys. Alright guys, we headed out today. We're going to change out that old 3-ton YCC. He's went with a new Trane, new pad, and new thermostat. And of course we're going to have to convert it over. We'll get some video on the natural to LP conversion. Alright guys, I'm back out here, Hvac on this install. Had a 3-ton gas pack we converted over to LP, and we had to run all new gas line. It's on the old YCC, it came in on the left side, and on the new one it comes in on the right. I don't know why they changed it, but they did. And electrical comes in on the right and used to on the left as well, so they look like they moved everything over. And so here we are guys. Let me back up and get you a good shot here. This is it. We got him a new pad. We hadn't even got the unit set in the right spots yet. Just to give you a rough, we got the duct hooked up, but there's my hood. We hadn't got the hood on yet, but we're going to. I just want to go ahead and get this gas. I'm gonna pressure test my line here, and as you can see, we got new thermostat, new gas, new electrical, and conduit, and we're running all the way over there to our disconnect. Basically, we're gonna get this thing fired up first. On the it's really cold inside and out here, so it's no sense in us turning on the AC and checking. I checked the superheat on the AC last time I was out here a couple days back, and we were at 15 degrees subcooling, and of course our superheat was way off because man, we were about 57 degrees inside, and it was about 55 degrees out here, so I wasn't even gonna mess with that until we got the gas up in the house to a normal temperature, maybe 72, 73. So once we get the house warmed up, after we get the heat on, then I'll flip it back over and cool, and we'll check our superheat. I'll get our target superheat, and we'll make sure that's right. It should be right. I've never put in a Trane that needed adjustment coming out of the factory. So, but you never know. So I check them anyway. So we're going to pressure test this line, and as soon as we have no leaks, we're going to get it fired up. I've already, right here, I don't know if you can see it, let me zoom in here. Right there is our screw for our gas pressure adjustment. Right there is the screw cap that goes on top, and basically what we did on the LP conversion, we just took the screw out, that one there on top, and then that plastic one in there, unscrewed that, changed the spring out, took the old spring out, put the new spring in for the LP, and that's what we're going to adjust when we get our to get our right 11 coming in, 10 coming out on our propane pressures. These are the old spuds here that were in our manifold rail 1, 2, 3, and we got the new spuds in for the LP, and these are the old. So that's basically it on the conversion. We're just going to get our manometer out, and we're going to test it on the water column and make sure we got it right coming in, coming out, and we'll get this thing rolling. I'll give you some more footage when we fire up. Alright, get back at you guys in a minute. Alright guys, we got my incoming pipe here. Let me back out. My incoming pipe here. We have my port right here, input port. While the unit is running, not dead pressure, while the unit's running, I'm on and it's just, I do it all at the same time, guys, but I'm trying to hold this camera and hold my meter, my gauge on my port, so any gas doesn't escape and get ignited accidentally. I've heard some horror stories about that. Guys won't keep their pressure on it, and it'll push it out, and then the gas will ignite, and it'll be a flamethrower. But anyway, I just held this in there, and with it running, input pressure was at around 12, 11 and a half to 12, and our Our minimum supply pressure is 11, our maximum supply pressure is 13, and our manifold pressure is 10. So we're well within the range coming in, right in the middle, and then coming out. Coming out on that port right there, we're right at, I adjusted my screw here with it running until we were 10 inches on the water column on my gauge here coming into the manifold. So we've got the right. I'm trying to see if I can get you guys a shot down that port. On the tag, as you can see, we are lit. And 3036A 1096BA serial 122612 494L. So alright guys, got just the metal set in place. I hadn't got it fastened yet or anything, but I'm reading here on our manual plate here. We got a temp rise. Let me get it closer where you can see this. Temp rise is 40 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're going to take the supply temperature, which is well, it was about 55. It's probably about 65 now, but when I took it, it was about 55. And after a couple minutes running, we were at about 116 degrees coming out of our duct. So 55 minus 116, it's going to be around 60. And we're at 40 to 70, so we know we're good on temperature rise. We're right where we should be. Pad looking good. And it's all wiped down. Everything's buttoned up. And top on, and doesn't look bad. We're gonna head on to the next one, guys. We'll get back to you.
Until